Her eyes are blue. You gotta start.
We all. It's just one mic, and you all have to. We can roam around and yell everything. Exactly. Gets to that point.
And have conversation like, that was a really good game. The gun.
Well, given the levels, we're definitely not going to have any problem getting you guys through the mix.
If there's one thing that John and I love, it's professionalism. But no, it's really kind of.
It's kind of a thing.
We look for that. We look for that more than anything else.
Well, you guys would love to know that I already hit record then.
Awesome.
Yeah,
You cock.
Because it's one of those things of just walking in a room and like you said, walking in and being like, oh, so I get what, like almost picturing like one of those. You remember those old microphones for like $50 had like the ooze coming out of the top or whatever?
Like the on it written.
Yeah, like the Nickelodeon microphone. It's literally made of plastic. There's nothing in here.
Yeah, it comes with
I can
$5
hear my voice.
karaoke machine.
I don't really know.
It just has SpongeBob numbers you can sing along to. Yeah.
Like, that's half what I expected, just being like, you know what, John, keep your expectations low walking into this. You're going to talk about video games, which are awesome. But, I don't know, where the 14th Street? Who lives on this street?
Yeah. Well, I tell people that can't find the place, if you were to triangulate the location, you'd use 3 homeless shelters as landmarks.
Actually, I was, like, really scared,
true.
like, being like, are we going to, like, passing the rescue mission, being like, boy. Sam meets all sorts of weird people.
Well, we went to go pick up pizza earlier, and there was this Burning Man parade just a block away. This one just dancing, throwing her arms in the air, walking down, people with bicycles. It was a full train. It was amazing.
Now there's something to ask you specifically. That I've ridden my bike through here on my way and back from work last summer. That RV out parked in the. Oh, that okay. Is it cooking meth? Is it cooking meth? I swear to God.
Meth.
Is it,
it's a mixture between meth and milk.
Is it cooking? MILFs doing meth? I really want to know, and I can't not make that
MILFs
sound gay.
producing milk, doing meth.
Well, I've dubbed it the homeless caravan.
What?
The homeless caravan.
Oh, okay.
Because there's not just one of them. There's multiple of the mobile home thing.
Yeah.
The camper thing, and then there's a couple like old school Aerostar vans that have like the curtains in the windows.
Oh God.
That are parked down there. Yeah, for those of you listening, if you want to be on the podcast, wear body armor or something if you come at night. This is not the best neighborhood in Boise.
Bring your Glock.
No.
We're gonna be in this apartment here. Just keep it out. It'll be fine.
It's BYOG. Bring your own gun.
But with you talking about like the mobile homes for like homeless people, like all of a sudden I'm just picturing like downtown with like those hot dog carts being like homeless people on wheels.
No. This is far less clean than a hot dog cart.
Wait, that's saying a lot there.
Louis D lives on this block.
Okay, never
on
mind.
this block, I'm on the curb.
Ew.
Okay, so
Things.
oh, by the way, I forgot to even tell you guys the name of this podcast. It's actually called Godmode.
Godmode. Oh,
Yeah,
nice. Godmode. Cool.
So today's podcast, we have Jon Waters and Sam Lounsbury.
Hi, people.
They're here to promote their new production of Macbeth.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what we're doing.
That's also, we're here to talk about video games. I know that's kind of a side note so far. But.
Nothing relates more with Shakespeare than good old video games.
the original handheld. Oh my God. Okay, Romeo and Juliet. The square, Tybalt. I fucked it up. I'm
to
sorry.
be or not to be. Fuck. Which door? That's.
Do I type in turn left? That was a trap too. Shit.
I didn't know Henry VIII needed the blue key card, not the red key card.
Whoops.
Yep.
Anyways, on today's podcast, we've got once again Jon Waters and Sam Lounsbury.
I feel like you're just trying to restart this entire podcast.
Let's just restart this whole thing. We're gonna hit
Do you
re-record
really
here.
think I have the ambition to edit something?
Fuck it happened.
This is it, folks. This is as,
Well, you
as
understand,
professional as this
you
gets.
totally misled us with that huge thing there. I'm like, I don't even know what that is. It's probably plugged into like a cat somewhere.
What?
On what? On like a fucking hamster wheel? It's not gonna. It's a soundboard, dude. It's not. It's not gonna. Oh my god. Okay, Sam.
It says professionalism. We don't know what professionalism of.
Obviously, we're a full circle now.
Yep.
Talking about professionalism and fucking okay.
I know.
The idea
I know that's
of like a
soundboard.
cat hooked up to a fucking soundboard on a wheel. How shitty does your apartment have to be for you to be like, our house is powered by cat? It is literally powered by pussy. But it doesn't move very. If you're
You've
Dakota
rang that
Brown,
bell.
yeah, definitely.
You've rang that bell twice.
I need to re-ring it again. Actually, no,
Wait.
that's not true. Actually, I can't ring it. Dang it.
Well, if it makes you guys feel any better, it took the property management for this place 6 months to replace the smoke alarm system in here. So you guys are actually the first guest to be here where it's almost up to code.
I get
Yeah.
Nice.
I thought I smelled some asbestos here, and I was like, yeah, wait, make me feel home.
That's a weird superpower, being able to smell asbestos.
Did you ever watch Hannibal?
It must be kind of fun being like, this is a podcast with
No,
X
isn't that
amount.
what killed Steve McQueen, was being able to smell asbestos? Was he the one that died from mesothelioma or whatever the hell that weird disease is that rots your something? I don't know. How the hell does that kill you?
Yeah,
Duel,
well-
I'm looking to you.
Duel, the one man who has said literally nothing.
Yeah.
In this
I wonder how many like listeners are like, oh, I haven't heard Duel in a while. Duel's my favor's character.
Duel's kind of our fact-checking program.
I thought you said something different at first. Duel's kind of our fat. He's our fact checker. Fact.
As
There
far
was.
as I know, you are very handsome, though.
Oh, it's a lung disease.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You
Well,
are very
we're
handsome, though. You
officially
should know that right now.
we've hit a benchmark for the first time in our first recording of this podcast. We are officially more professional than Fox News.
Everyone, congratulations.
Everyone who walks out of their house and greets the day with a smile is more professional than Fox News.
Good morning, world. I'm better than Fox.
I think that.
You know
Well,
what?
was
What
that
if
from?
Fox
Like,
started sponsoring this like a year from now, somehow, some way, being like, you know what? Fuck it, let's throw some money at a
Like Fox
podcast.
News buys iTunes. Oh God, that'd be the most progressive move they do.
the ad that they would get in this would just be like the sound of a campfire as I'm burning the money they gave me in my backyard.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh no! I'd like burn Monopoly money and then I'd go to like Torch or something like that. But that's
I bought so many Monopoly boards that I'm
Wasted
burning
one
the money.
to waste another.
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, if you're having that much money to like, after a while, you buy the nice car, you
Technically,
get the na. After a while, you're like, what does money burn like?
Yeah, I don't
know,
have
I don't know.
Magic Johnson's problem. I don't need to just keep shoving money
How
down
does
a
Hamilton
hole.
burn as
That's-
opposed to George Washington? How does Benjamin Franklin burn as opposed to Abraham Lincoln?
Have you guys seen the new colors on the?
Oh
the-
yeah,
the
like
bills?
they're becoming a
I
lot
actually
more
saw a
like
picture. They
European. Like
actually look. I saw the bills put next to Monopoly money. They copied the colors.
part of me, like I've seen the new $100 bill, and it has like it changed to
Little
where the
stripe
100
thing,
is on
yeah.
the where the 100 is, and it's, if I remember right, it's like bright red, like, and it's tilted, so it's like, Ben Franklin did like normal on one side, and it's like flip, and you're like, oh wait, my money goes this way, I guess, and it's bright red, which makes me feel like I won something, like off of like, I don't know, Wheel of Fortune, being like, you got $100. Oh, I got $100. Oh, 100. Yeah, flip it over. It's I'm gonna spend this somewhere. I
Like
don't know.
if the Koch brothers and Monsanto wasn't evidence enough that big corporations own the government, freaking Bill Gates actually just used a government to create his own live-action Monopoly board.
Did he really?
How else? Why else would our money be colored like that? He was sued for having he was sued in the '90s for creating a monopoly, so he just went, "Fuck it, I'm gonna make an entire country a monopoly board."
Well, here's the thing. I thought Obama just saw like, hey, we stole Canada's healthcare. Let's steal their money. Let's just be Canada from now on. Can we change our name to Canada, guys? Let's all be
Canada.
Canadians. South Canada.
Hey guys.
Hi there, buddy.
Be honest, a Canadian. Hey.
So today we have
don't
John
know
Waters
what.
and Sam Lounsbury.
And once again, we're on our third take through. For those of you listening, this will probably be like a 4-hour podcast.
Hi, everybody.
So
Hi,
your guys' play starts when?
It starts on the 17th. It's
Say
at
it more Shakespearean.
It is
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
on the morrow of the 17th.
You just
early
speak
on,
like a pretentious Yoda.
He's thought about this before. He's really thought about this before.
Go to the crux, you will. At 7:30. Be there or be a Sith. Fuck you. You. I don't know. How would Yoda say you fuck? Because
I think he would. You fuck. Either way, but even then, that's still forward in some sense.
yeah, right. So like
Yeah.
you fuck and then fuck you. Whatever. Anyway,
Mother,
honestly,
fuck your mother.
down to business before we get down to
Yes,
more
yes.
silliness and whatnot. Yeah, down at the Crux on the 17th at about 7:30. We, the people doing art company, I guess, are going to be doing Macbeth as our first kind of debut show. Most of the people, actually, all the people in the cast have recently graduated from Boise State University, the theater arts department there.
With the exception of Catherine.
With the
who
with
was
the
from
exception
Lewis
of
and Clark.
Catherine from.
Yeah, fuck Catherine.
No,
We like Catherine.
she's really sweet. I really like her. She's really cool.
She's coming into her own, and we were like, admittedly, like all of us being like from BSU, we're like, who are you? You don't. Who are you? You don't belong. And then she's really kind of starting to come into her own and all that, and it's really pretty cool. We're like, and again, we're accepting new people, and this is our debut show, and hoping to make it kind of more of a thing because, and I think part of the reason we started up, it was this kind of
not doing anything.
yeah, we're not doing anything. It was like
we have all this education in our minds. We better use
in
it.
our mind brains,
in our bodies.
and it was like, okay, so what do we do now? BCT and ISF are pretty much the big names of
Boys
anybody.
Contemporary Theater, Idaho Shakespeare Festival.
Yeah, and getting into them is just like, you haven't done with a show with us before. No, I'm trying to do a show with you.
Then fuck
well,
you.
Then fuck you. Goodbye.
Which
So it's like, okay, well maybe I'll do community theater, and then it's just like,
like,
and not to say that the people from community theater are, they're very nice, they're very driven, and it's very hard to find
They
people
try
that
so
will
hard.
do all that work to put that stuff on. But
like we said, we love professionalism.
yeah, so anywho,
So what's the venue you guys going to be in again?
The Crux.
which is on like 11th and Main across from Mully's.
Mulligan's.
God.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, just keep on correcting me.
I'm gonna
This-
get people from
here's
Utah here. I want them to come down.
people going down to like their own cruxes, being like, "There's not a show going on here." They lied to us. No, I'm going Gollum. Yeah. You fuck. So yeah, we'll be doing that, and then we have a show at 2:00 on Easter, which is the only day we could get. So if you're
April
feeling slightly
20th.
sacrilegious and want to see another bearded man die, you can come on down to the Crux at 2:00, and it'll be great. Let's see.
There is beer and wine.
Is there wine at the Crux? I don't know if there was wine.
There's
I know
wine.
there's beer, definitely.
There's wine there.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah,
so,
they're-
yeah,
they have both.
Um,
I've thoroughly investigated this.
I have investigated all 36 flavors of the Crux.
It's all
Wine
one box.
selection.
It's all one box. They just put like it's like
It's an all sorts.
you know what certain gas stations where they have like lime, orange.
Oh, it's
like
literally
that.
a
It's
box.
like one box. And it's for like different flavors of like
Oh,
lime,
I
orange,
see.
and
So it's like its
cherry
own
in
like
it.
vending. It's like its own like fucking like fast food station. Like, do I want Chardonnay today? Yeah, I want Chardonnay.
You just do suicide of Chardonnay and all the beers.
Oh God.
For how hipstery the Crux is, you guys just described like how a fraternity would design a wine bar.
Patent pending.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, actually, given the news, this might be the first and last recording session of the podcast because there's a group of attorneys out of Texas that got a back patent on how podcasting is set up, and they're going around anybody that's on iTunes, they're suing on it. But there's a huge fund going around.
Adam
Actually, I've even
Carolla's-
donated.
Adam Carolla's doing
Adam
that.
Carolla is the one that got nailed with a $3 million lawsuit.
Holy ball sacks.
Yeah, Nobody that does podcasting
Well, I mean, like
has
Jimmy,
that kind of money
whatever,
on
just
hand,
being
really.
like, oh, 3 million. Whatevs.
Well, and these assholes, they've done this many different times with many different products. Well, they'll go and get a back patent because they had an idea when they were in college, when they were high. Speaking of the Easter show, remember Easter this year is on 4/20.
Yes.
So
Yes.
your Macbeth
plead the
production
fifth.
should be amazing.
Well,
Especially at the Crux.
depends on who views it, and again, the
Well-
hipster crowd, and I don't know. I can't speak for myself, but Sam, I hope you're as professional as
As this podcast.
Yes.
Yes, I will. I actually.
The second
am
the
not-
show ends, and it runs about what is it, not like an hour and 45 minutes, which for any Shakespeare show is like, oh really?
Oh, yeah,
So,
it's
Yeah.
really.
it's not like a 6-hour event. Oh okay.
You don't have to. You have to pay the babysitters the entire 3 days to watch my kids.
Yeah, like I want to watch Hamlet, so I have to actually go out of town, and it's like a business venture. No,
you go spend the night, watch the rest of the play at a different location.
yeah. Anyway, the show is. It's coming along very well, and we're basically just putting up our finishing touches on this, and I'm pretty proud to be a part of it, and I'm really hoping that this sort of project takes off, and it becomes this kind of new thing that Idaho Shakespeare Festival and BCT were like 20, 30 years ago when they were like, you know what, we're not doing anything. We need to do theater and maybe make a buck while we're at it,
Well, if the chemistry on stage is anything like you guys in front of a microphone sitting in lawn chairs, it'll be great.
Dude, this chair is actually really super comfy.
It's super fluffy. Right?
Yeah,
I
surprise,
love
surprise.
this
That
chair.
one's
If I'm
not
ever
mine.
back
That's the
here, and I really
girlfriend's.
hope I do come back to do more shows
the
and stuff,
girlfriend's.
but
Oh, that's your girlfriend's.
what?
Is this yours?
Oh,
Yeah, the piece of shit's mine. The nice ones.
I know quality
one's
when I
girlfriend.
see it. For those of you playing the home game, I'm sitting in a nice, fluffy black lawn chair that I don't know, what is this, velvet?
Yeah, to turn this into QVC really quickly.
It's very comfortable. It's very luxurious.
I almost want to turn this into some sort of erotic thing. I'm sitting in a black chair. I'm wearing jeans. I also have 2 kinds of shirts on. One's a Pac-Man shirt. The other is a...
Do you seriously have a
zip up
Pac-Man shirt?
Yeah, I do.
That's the worst Stephen King premise I've ever heard.
It's in Long Island. It's a Stephen King. Stephen King wears.
shirt. I love this shirt.
Did you wear that specifically for the podcast, or just
Well, it was kind of one of those, like, I
just
found
say
it...
yes? Just say yes. Just say yes.
Yes, it was literally, I planned my outfit a day in advance.
See, folks, our guests are as professional as we are.
No, it was literally, I got just, like, my pile of clothes being like, oh, hey, Pac-Man.
I like Pac-Man.
It was literally one of those being like, this will be really convenient, and I'm so glad I found this shirt. Like, pretty much like fucking that claw game, like in all those like that no one could get, like the little Pikachu being like fucking shit. But literally,
Always want the
that's how
Pikachu.
I dress myself in the morning. Be like, jeans, that's not jeans. I found him. There we go. And a shirt. Yeah. I wore that one yesterday.
We don't have any dressers or anything upstairs, so we've just been trying to shove stuff into just the smallest
Orifices,
closets in the world you've ever seen in any apartment.
Just open them up and like an avalanche.
Well,
of
and
just dirty
we
clothes.
had an inspection last week because they're trying to sell the building to a new owner, and had an inspection last week, like right after we did laundry. So all this, we had a pile of clean clothes we hadn't folded and stuff yet, and all of my shirts were in one pile, and we couldn't figure out anything to do with them. So I just sat on the floor and used my feet to shove the entire thing under my bed. So for the past week and a half, I've just been blindly reaching under the bed, grabbing a shirt and going, yeah, I can wear that to law school.
I would say that explains a lot in class.
Well, I mean, it's kind of fun. It's like, it's literally like, not to get super nerdy here. I know this is a
Please.
good crowd.
Video game is never the time to bring.
It's literally like
up
rolling the
things.
dice, being like, and my D20 this morning for dressing myself is another 2.
Yeah,
Son of a
natural
bitch.
fail.
Natural fail. I am wearing a pink pony shirt that comes up to my ribs. Yeah, law school.
Is it brony?
No, I don't have any of those shirts yet. But
Don't lie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could wear the half shirt to this Lutheran law school as long as it wasn't like My Little Pony or something like that. As long as it said Yeehaw God or something like that on the front. that'd be perfectly
yeehaw
fine.
God.
Yeah.
Passing that thing, and they're like, I wonder if Kenny's working there because I could probably say hello.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the thing. They don't like what's it I'm looking for?
Jews?
No, poor people.
Okay.
Oh, we want the opposite. I see.
Well, no, all the students that go there are, lower middle class at best.
Yeah.
But they lock down the building. It's a secured building. Because they've had other law schools where because it says law library across the front, because the front half of the building is the library, and there's a lot of people in the community that are like, oh, I just got popped for DUI, I'm going to run over to the law library real quick,
It's
not
also-
realizing that it's a private library for students.
It also doesn't help that it's right across the street from the Ada County Courthouse.
Oh yeah. I mean,
really?
It's
Yeah.
it's a stone's throw. That's,
I know what you're talking about now.
it's on the corner of 5th and Front.
Oh, that place. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that place. Okay. I just find it weird being like, I don't know about you, but maybe I'm just not that smart, and I like to think I'm that smart. But if I ever got a DUI, I probably wouldn't think, I need to go to the library and figure out exactly what I did wrong. The officer didn't quite explain to me that driving behind the wheel being that drunk was kind of a not good thing.
Well, with the habits of Boise PD, there's a 50% chance that they violated some right when they pulled you out of your
Yeah.
car.
I wouldn't know where to look. I'd be like, I'm looking for... They fucked me over this
Well, in a
way.
day of like, they've got WebMD, they've got a law version of that now
Oh, yeah.
too, and Wikipedia, everything is.
So everything at least is like, you have police
We're
brutality.
spending over
You've been raped
$100,000
by an
on
officer.
education that's about to be obsolete here in about 3 years.
Yeah.
That's
Wait, so law, it's like they have law, WebMD
I don't know.
for like, it's web law.
yeah, something
web
like
law.
Is
that.
it run by a bunch of rednecks in Fort Lauderdale?
Can you also like type in stuff that like, what if I mean,
And there's
hypothetically...
like it's like a search engine, like just like lists like set fire to a million other things. Set fire to a cat. Set fire to a building.
Yeah, it lists you like the punishment for
Well, and
shit.
it doesn't matter. You could do like, oh, I got stopped for jaywalking, or oh, I mass murdered an entire colony. Every single time, the remedy is going to be you have cancer.
At least on the first one, just be like,
Yeah.
here's the worst thing you have.
Yeah, it's the most recommended one. It's got the most replays, everything else. And it's always from like, on WebMD, the last time I went on there and asked a question just for shits and giggles, my doctor was drpussytester.net, who told me, of course, that I have cancer of the testicles.
For those of
Pussy
you who
tester.
are, again, playing the home game, I think both Sam and I had that, like, Muppet look where they have, like, raised their eyebrows, like, very slowly, like, what was his name? Dr. Pussy, what?
Pussy tester, and that's probably
Pussy
why.
Tester.
'Cause
And both of us were like, what?
it's like, that's an
Like, seeing
occupation.
Gonzo just being like,
Wait.
chicken?
I think we're gonna cancel this production of Macbeth and go straight into Pussy Law School.
It's a future porno in the works. Patent pending.
It's more of a it's more of a policy
law.
program than anything else.
But Mr. Lawyer, you can't stick your subpoena there.
What if I can't, Betty?
I don't know.
Overruled.
There we go. Yeah.
I didn't know Macbeth was an improv play.
You be surprised by our rehearsals.
kind of. Never mind.
Yeah, never mind.
Well, I hate to do this, guys, but we're already 20 minutes in.
Oh,
We're
this is
ready
gonna
for
be
the
a
first
long
break.
section.
So,
okay. All right. I'm ready. This is
Woo,
awesome.
break it off.
Okay. Yeah,
Love
we'll be
you.
back in
Pretty.
just a second.
Oh Lord.
Well, we're back.
Finally.
So the gaming theme of this episode is horror games, which I actually had to practice before these two guys showed up to not say horror games.
That's for next week.
I'm from Eastern Montana. You start
They're
doing
both
the
one and the
R's. and
same
they just,
in Eastern Montana.
oh, we don't move our jaws when we talk.
Oh.
So all of our R's go together. So horror is a very hard word for
Horror
me to
game.
pronounce.
We should write this down for when we have to do Eastern Montana dialect.
For the future actor, Eastern Montana, we do not move our
Jaw.
lips,
What? Well, they did that horrible '90s Romeo and Juliet. At least Eastern Montana, somebody'd get fucked.
I kind of dug the Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the Baz Luhrmann, right?
I was
Yeah.
waiting for like a West Side Story type night fight dance scene.
when
in
you're a
downtown
Capulet,
LA,
you're a
yeah.
Capulet to your last something.
And you're a jet for life.
Speaking of horror games, I think you guys just wrote my next nightmare.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
Speaking of Nightmare, and I brought this up during kind of the break. I had the question of like of butterfaces and like what? Well, I know what they are. I mean, it's like you're really good looking, and you don't have a very pretty face, and we just happen to mention a girl that they know and I don't know. But what happens when like it's a very very pretty girl all around, but her voice is just annoying as shit? Like, what is that called? Like a screecher?
I think we all agreed it was Frank Oz's voice.
Just Frank Oz.
It was Miss Piggy voice.
Oh, right.
Frank Oz syndrome.
I wanted to
Or get a gag order.
Hey, you can.
I just wanted to bring it up so that people listening to this be like,
Obamacare will cover it.
Yeah,
Mama girl
yeah,
cover?
Obama girl. I don't know why. Why did that crack you up?
Oh, because the first thing you said Obama covered, I'm like, cover girl. I'm like,
We're not on the same page here.
no, not at all.
Anyway, okay, sorry. I wanted to bring it up just because I thought it was funny, and the Frank Oz treatment.
But, you know, I always thought to myself that like my living hell would be, you know, being mute in a relationship and just having to listen to the other side, listen to the other side, listen to the other side, and you just up the fucking ante. Just fucking Frank Oz just talking to me nonstop all day, but I'm in love with him, so I can't leave him.
Okay.
But
I don't know. I don't know if I can do.
Why
Like
don't you?
I don't know if I can do like a Miss Piggy. I
don't
can do
need
a
more
Kermit.
syllables. I'm turned on enough as is.
Kenny.
Well, so, John, why don't you talk about the suffering in
Let's
that
talk
voice?
about some video games.
Let's find a
Let's talk about some video
right there,
games.
yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some video games. I know one of the first when talking about horror games, the one that usually pops up in my head is one of my favorite ones that I've ever played, and sadly I can't play it anymore because PlayStation, in their infinite wisdom, decided to take away the back play features, which is madness. But the suffering, for those of you, I mean, some people played it. It was it was almost by popular standards, it was one of those like indie games almost. Like it was hipster before hipsters became their own thing, being like, you ever play the suffering?
Well,
I've never heard of
They
it.
had independent games like when games were still going on.
Well, no, but I mean, like, as far as like people talking about it, being like, have you heard about like
Yeah.
this? And people like, I've never heard of the no. But it was really cool. Like you're stuck in a prison with this character Torque, who you don't know really what happened in his past. You do know that his wife and I think it's his son were murdered. But how you play the game depends on how like the past was affected. So like if you're being like a bad guy throughout the whole thing, like if a prisoner comes up to you and be like, hey dude, let me help you out, and you just like knife him or whatever, I mean that's just bad points to you. And what's cool is like if you do something bad, or before you do something bad or good, you get like these two voices in your head, one that's very demonic being like, kill him, and you get another one from your wife being like, come on, he's kind of cool, I guess.
Wait, your wife is the god
the
figure,
voice
the good
of, like the voice of reason to be like, hey, be a good person, Torque, I know you're a good guy.
It just perpetrates the stereotype that, you know, people that develop video games don't have girlfriends.
just being like, I
And,
really
like,
wish
video
I
games are not realistic.
The real Torque is like more like, man, that I keep on wanting to kill this guy, but the fucking wife voice is being a real nag all the time, just like
be good, son of a bitch. God
Don't
damn
kill him. You have to pick up toilet paper when you get home. You're gonna get all messy.
But but throughout the you can kind of check your like status on like how good you were by like this photograph that you have that you like carry with you throughout it. If you're really good, the photograph it gets all kind of it's one of those like you take a picture and it, like pops out of the bottom. What is it? Polaroid? Yeah, Polaroid.
Yeah, that's a thing. I'm confirming you.
that
Polaroids exist,
medieval
John.
version of photography.
Yeah.
As
all
opposed to
hipsters
like
want to
carving it in
react.
stone. You guys look really pretty.
It's an upgrade from the Flintstone, because Flintstone it would be a little bird and they're pecking away at a piece of stone. Now it's a little bird and they're doing an oil painting.
I was thinking this.
With his little cute little talons.
I'm going to put a happy bush right here.
But I really like the game because it was one of those, you know, you have the effect on the game and how it turns out, and I really love those type of games just because it feels like I have more sway over the story, you know, and that's probably why I play video games as much as I do, which is not as often as I'd like now, but I play it for the story, graphics and shit, and everyone loves Ocarina of Time,
but they're like,
because probably of the story, the gameplay, because you know it's a classic, it's good fun. And the suffering was that for me, as far as when I was much younger, to be like, oh, I can affect this character who I'm just running around with and kicking ass and shooting stuff. But there's God, I can't remember his name now, but it's this doctor character who's this projection throughout the entire game. God damn, what's his name? It's like
Doctor Projection.
It's like Dr. Holiday or something like. It's not.
DC
It's not Doc Holiday, but it's. Man, I cannot remember for the life of me. But he's this literally like film projection of this doctor who was at this at the prison, and he experimented on these like some of the bosses and stuff like that. And he's just like constantly like fucking with you and doing all this really cool
so it's
stuff.
like the BioShock, like, would you kindly?
Yeah,
type
it's
thing.
like that thing.
It's talking about horror games. That right there.
BioShock.
BioShock kind of was like, at least the first one was kind of
The first two, the ones that take place in Rapture, are like traditional horror.
Yeah.
Like you're in an enclosed space. There's
Oh,
water above you.
God.
There's no way to survive outside of it. A big daddy rounds a corner, and the only thing you've got's a pistol or something. And like the first,
That is.
the first. What was the powers called in that?
Oh, there were a lot. There was like
Not the individial, but they were called. The entire grouping was called something.
It was an injection. It was.
Splicers. Splice.
That's
that's
the
the
enemy.
name of
That's
the-
the enemy.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
those are the people that got hooked on it.
Yeah, that were like always chasing you around because they went fucking insane. But what the fuck were they? It was.
Well, corrections department will figure this
Go.
out later. We'll interject.
Go.
I'm not sure on this.
Start typing on your massive computer, which I know you have.
And all our
Go,
podcasters
go
think
into
you
your
have.
mind palace.
I hope that like listeners from across wherever are just like, Duel probably has this giant computer in front of me. Like, I will fact check.
Yeah, he's
In his
Oracle.
silent way.
Just
He says six
he's in a
words during a
wheelchair, people.
podcast, and he giggles now and again. But he just like, Kenny, the actual answer is B. Thanks, Oracle.
But I mean, that's what the first two were, very like traditional horror,
Yeah.
very enclosed spaces and stuff. And
And
then
Infinite-
Infinite came out, and to me, far scarier game.
Oh yeah,
Because-
you're falling from sky.
Well, it wasn't the falling so much. Okay, for those of the people that don't know what the BioShock franchise is all about, the first two took place in Rapture, which was an undersea
Water, yeah.
Which was
a city
really
that
cool.
Really well developed.
Oh my
too.
God.
that the guy that built it in the game built it to be away from government and from religion so that science could flourish. Well, in Infinite, there's the place is called Columbia, and it's all up on dirigibles, and it's a floating city in the sky.
Which is nothing about. Which is all about religion.
It's the exact reverse.
and-
It's if the United States during like the McCarthy Red Scare era was to make a floating city, and it's completely controlled by religion, which to me far fucking scarier.
Yeah.
I
Then-
love that. I mean, for me, like, BioShock Infinite wasn't necessarily like scary, but I kind of enjoyed the world a lot more. I mean,
It was far more.
you wanna
Phil would
live-
hate us for saying this,
Yeah.
but I enjoyed like playing the world of Columbia
Yeah.
Yeah.
a little bit better than Rapture. But I felt like a lot more, I guess, more entrapment underneath in Rapture than being, because water to me seems a whole lot more like, oh fuck, I could be drowning at any minute.
Yeah,
In the sky, be
that's-
like, well, at least I'll get like this really awesome skydive before the ground eventually catches
You're
me.
also dealing with the fact that you're seeing Columbia at its thriving point. Like
Right,
it's
right,
alive and
right.
it's well.
Well, and
Whereas-
that's from what I understand. The next BioShock game is going to be much like that back in Rapture,
Where
which
everything
it was
is-
supposed. BioShock
yeah.
3 was supposed to be another return to Rapture, but you are a military group that's coming in because they finally found that lighthouse. And
Okay.
they're coming in to pretty much invade Rapture and try to liberate it. So it's essentially the same governments that made Columbia are coming, and it's Rapture and Columbia going toe to toe.
Okay.
Now they scrapped that idea because a lot of the people, at least from what I understand, a lot of people that were under the development quit. So they went with this new idea. Now Infinite's amazing, and actually the ending in Infinite is the first ending in the BioShock franchise that I thought stood up to an earlier moment in the game.
Yeah.
Definitely. You guys have finished it. I feel really guilty.
Then
We're not giving away anything,
Okay.
but it's the only game where the ending actually made me cry.
really.
Well, I have a background in philosophy and political theory and stuff, and then everything coming together at the end.
Also
The whole
nicely.
Schrodinger's cat thing coming in with the two guys that keep showing up through the entire game, coming in, kind of finally giving you those little hints that if you have a little bit of prior knowledge about it, it's just a mind-altering experience at the end of the game.
It really is, and I think BioShock has always been that kind of way too, with all of its games, and it makes you want to replay it because, admittedly, for me, I kind of forget
Yeah.
just what was that? You do remember like would you kindly? I mean, I think it's long enough now that everyone who is anybody was
It's like if a movie came out 3 years ago, fuck you if you yell spoilers.
Yeah.
This game's been out long enough. If you're
I think you just would you kindly is enough for people that would get it.
right. And doing those moments like the Saw movies, like at least the good ones,
Yeah.
to be like, here's this little thing right here. Oh, fuck you at the end.
Yeah,
in the kind of good way to make you go, oh.
Yeah, I've only seen the first
awesome.
one, but yeah, when the guy gets up off the floor,
Yeah.
that was just a huge moment.
And then with BioShock again, being like the would you kindly constantly throughout, and then you just suddenly
And
realize
you
it, and you
never notice it until he
Nope.
points it out.
Yep.
And
which
it's-
I mean, from the very beginning, you're just like, and because I remember I played like last year, I think I played through all 3 of them again.
Because Infinite was coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to be like, oh, just because I want to be like, I want to be on my A game when I play this. Stupid.
You won't be on your A game when you're playing alone in your boxers.
Eating Cheetos. But yeah, when he like right in the beginning, he opens the box, it's like the gun, and then the "would you kindly" right there, and you're just like, interesting. Ignore.
Yeah.
And you know,
But
So-
like I love what you were talking about, the suffering, that it kind of has that ongoing
and it does.
it has an ongoing morality chain barometer. I have one of my favorite games recently. It's not as old as Suffering, but it's just one of those games I've played the first 5 minutes and instantly fell in love with, is the Walking Dead Telltale game.
Love
I
that.
forgot Telltale was the one that was putting
Yeah,
those
they
out.
did.
Love that game.
That game has been able to capture everything I want. Because I'd read the comics before the show came out. Hipster.
Loop-a-doo. I know what happens.
Well, not only the story,
It
but
never ends. It never fucking ends.
Okay.
the artwork was pretty continuous. It looked
It
like
looked
the
like
comic.
the actual comic,
Yeah.
and it was actually, it took notes from the comic. It was spontaneous, and like the characters you actually liked, and you would want to go back to them and watch them grow and see what your choices you made, how that resulted.
It never failed. Your favorite one got killed right out of the gate.
Oh god.
But the Telltale games, the Walking Dead, the replay value on that
Oh,
particular
yeah.
Walking Dead
No,
is phenomenal.
I'm on the 3rd episode. I bought the entire
which I'm thinking
like,
on doing here pretty soon.
it's
too,
just
just
it just gets season 1 of the Telltale game. It's literally like one of the most, it's the best experiences I've ever had with a game in a very long time.
and it's
It's just, I play the episode, I go back in an episode, I just play different results. Like I haven't finished it. I haven't finished it because I just keep on playing different combinations of like choices, and it's so weird. It's so cool.
wait till you beat it. It's one of those that like it'll make you want to cry at the very end to be like,
Oh man, yeah.
God, because I mean you're spending all this time doing this and this and this and this and surviving like all that and making choices that you're like, these are the choices that I would make, I suppose, you know, or choices that this character, what's his name? Is it like Jordan or something like that?
It's Franklin,
Franklin.
I think. Yeah, Franklin.
That
And Bash.
and he.
Damn you! Why would you have to? You really want this to be the Doug Loves Movies podcast, don't you?
It just popped in my head. I'm
Franklin
sorry.
and Bash.
But like,
Come on now, Johnny in the room. Where is he? He's popping out.
Wouldn't that be great? Just like, just out of the blue on Twitter, we get just a fuck you from Camille.
Insider comedy joke. Sorry, John. Continue.
Yeah.
That was rude.
And to tell you the truth, it would probably make this podcast.
Yeah.
so this
comment.
game.
Well, no, like everybody loves to dream and say things that are completely fucking impossible. Oh, that died real quick.
No, we have our
Superman just walked in.
We
Hey,
have
Clark.
we have very reasonable goals right now.
Well, that's it. But I was an undergraduate. I'd had a radio show with a buddy of mine named Ross Brewer. And whenever we have...
And you smoked a lot of weed.
No, actually, I didn't start being a stoner till a year ago.
Wow.
Yeah, in grad school. It's because higher education will drive you into fun things.
That's fair.
But no, I had a radio show. Whenever we had a dead spot like that, we ran stupid things like, what's behind the squeaky door? And we'd make a squeaky door noise. And whoever called in with the best thing would win like a free steak dinner at our sponsor and that kind of stuff.
That's awesome.
That
Yeah,
sounds
we actually had
amazing.
a pretty successful radio show
Wow.
at our undergraduate. But what we do if we had a dead spot, we just like 1, 2, 3. Well, we just killed a kitten, and we'd move on. We'd get calls in because we'd be like, oh, we killed a kitten. We'd do like,
Oh god.
on over the radio, and like we'd get calls in like, you guys didn't actually harm a kitten, did you? Because Republicans in southwestern Montana are fucking oblivious.
The sarcasm that reigns word.
Yeah, well, because they watch Fox News, so everything they hear on everything is real.
Honey, on the radio, I heard. It was quiet just for a second, and they killed a harmless little kitten. Oh my God, Harold, they did. Oh my God, how could they do that? I know. They just said they killed a kitten. I'm going down there right now. Oh, Harold, you're so brave.
I really do think if to be able to compete educational-wise with other countries, what we should do is just air War of the Worlds in southern states.
I don't know what
It just watch the death rates just skyrocket.
For those in
I wonder if that would be a really
can
interesting
you just
test
watch
to
me
do.
like go to a silent laugh?
Yeah, Sam
like,
loved
really-
that so much. He just he lost his ability to vocalize
Do it in
his
tiny,
thoughts.
tiny towns where
Yeah.
you only have like 3 radio stations you can just hijack and be like, yes, this is
Yeah, and
happening.
make
and
like
somebody like, nah, this is fucking War of the Worlds. Click. People are fucking being vaporized
I
right
feel
now.
like they would have to
like
do
on
that
the
again.
outskirts, put up paper mache like parade float walkers from the movie.
Oh,
Oh
God.
god. I would love for WEZ for their April Fool's prank to just play the War of the Worlds. It's for like 1 week.
Well, and Dad said the movies are real and stuff. Who was the lead in the War of the Worlds?
Was that?
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah,
it was
it's-
Tom
it's
Cruise.
Well, no, wait, are you talking about the radio play? Because that was
no,
Orson
no,
Welles.
the movie, the Hollywood movie they
Yeah,
made.
so that was
a few-
Tom. That was Tom Cruise. Right?
Tom Cruise.
Tommy Cruise.
Just like next to the paper mache floats, just have a cutout of Tom Cruise right there. And they're like, oh my God, it's real. Because Tom Cruise is a revolutionary fighter.
Yeah.
You know,
He did.
part of me is just like, oh my God, I can't believe people would be that stupid. And another part of me is just like, I really want to watch people be that stupid because time and time again, I think we're aware that dumb people will surprise you constantly. Just they won't.
will.
They
Well, yeah, because you automatically assume like, oh,
he
there's
won't
not
pre-
somebody that stupid.
He
And
won't-
then it happens like 5 seconds later.
He won't press the red button that he can see is hooked up to the giant steel ball right above him. He won't press the button.
Oh, look
He
at
literally
pressing the
looked at
button.
it. He looked at it. He stared at it and he pressed the button.
Warning
Aw.
labels exist for a reason.
A lot of people take the blue pill. I can't remember which was the blue one, the one that kept you in the Matrix.
The
or
blue one kept you in.
I don't know. I never watched that movie sober.
You're missing out, man.
I was 9.
There's a world of
I was 9 when
confusion
I
out
saw
there
it.
for
No,
you.
I saw it. It was.
That was actually a very
Blue
good
Pill.
point when I was an undergraduate when Morpheus came on CSI. I thought it was finally watchable. Because I figured like they're just gonna go like, oh, well, he obviously took the red pill. He's dead.
Yep.
But anyways, speaking of horror films or horror things, that was a
More
horrific
that
things, yeah.
that franchise should have ended at one movie. Different podcast.
Yeah. I this is something I can talk about. Another one that I think John and I both have talked about. It's,
Sure.
It's Last of Us.
Actually, you know what? I was about to bring that up. I was about to bring that up.
One
Oh my God, we
of
are
my
literally
favorite-
like, this is why we're friends.
That was one of my favorite experiences.
If
in
anyone is-
entertainment last year, like it was
Oh God, that game. Love
so
it
beautiful.
much.
One game of the year after game of the year after game of the year.
Deserve
Because
every
it
single award.
it's worth every one of it.
It-
If you haven't played it yet, those of you listening in, stop what you're doing right now. I don't care if
Buy a
you're making
PS3.
love to
I-
Jessica Alba. You will go. You
So,
must go and pick
have
up
you
this
played
game.
it?
I haven't. It's one of those games like, well, because it came out so close to Infinite that I only had
Okay.
money for one over the other.
my
That's-
friend had I rented Last of Us, but I bought Infinite. But then I played Last of Us a little bit more and just kind of hooked me in.
Yeah.
It is so
Dude, that first, yeah, just the first 10 minutes of that game
the
is
first time
just.
it's earth shattering. It's
Is-
like talk about endings. Like the beginning is just like the ending of Infinite.
It's
I suppose
it's-
we think.
it's one of those beginnings to a game where it's like, it sets the bar. Just being like, no, we're not bullshitting. Boop, here it is.
Like
As opposed to being like, oh, this will be just a fun game. You go, oh shit, this is the game I'm playing now.
and
okay.
There are some moments that are like even
And it's simple. Like
terrifying.
there are some moments that are very terrifying, and there are other moments that are just absolutely gorgeous. Moments that you're just like,
There's brief moments of humanity that are just like
right,
oh,
and it's
so-
just looking at it and
We're
like,
getting hard just
marveling at
thinking about
it.
it.
Yeah,
we're killing kittens just getting thinking
Well,
about
no,
it.
but it's just such a beautiful game. And
I,
it's
I
just-
like this because you're like, it's got, and then you
We
don't give
can't-
away the plot because
we
I haven't
can't-
played the damn thing yet. So I love you guys
Okay.
for that because it's definitely been on my list. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of those.
Make that
next.
jump that up.
I'm,
Jump
I'm
that
just
up.
about on my GameStop reward points to where I can get a gift card thing to go. So I'm gonna
Ooh.
go pick up a used copy.
Do it.
Um,
The one thing I have to say, the thing that freaked me out, that Chad, I love watching Chad's reaction to that game because
Oh,
it's
jeez.
so it's so over. It's so like son of a why what? But like he played this a little inside baseball when he during when you're playing Ellie
yeah.
in the mountain during winter.
Yeah.
When he's just like, what's happening? It was so. I've never seen sheer terror, sheer horror in a man's face playing a game, just wandering around.
At
This-
least
this-
the
this
little
section.
girl,
The
the little
little
girl that okay.
It is. Oh god.
Like,
Oh.
it is a beautiful game, through and through.
gonna
It is.
Sit back and think about.
I talked to Sam about this several times because I just love this game. It is literally one of those. It is the only game I've ever played where I had to get like viscerally mad, but not necessarily like at the game. It wasn't anything about like, oh fuck this game. No, it was like because you don't have any like bullets. You don't have anything like you run out of bullets or something like that. You only have a lead pipe and there's like 3 guys in a room. Like you legitimately feel like the adrenaline rise up in you to be able to play this game.
And
Like I really want to meet the guy who's just like, I just kind of played through Last of Us. You know,
I was
what
like, you're bullshit.
you are dead to the world, friend. Because literally, for me at least, I was like, I have a lead pipe, bam, and he just, fucking goes for
Even
it.
when it's impossible, I still like.
So you're
Try to-
saying when I pick it up, this is one of those games I need to like do it when I have a couple days off and
Yeah,
just
yeah,
one
yeah.
sitting.
I'd
That's-
also.
okay.
I'd also like it breaks it up.
I broke it up for a couple of days just because like
It took
I kind
me-
of like to digest my games a little bit more.
Yeah.
Be like, I played for 3 hours. Okay.
Because it
Well,
goes,
this is
it goes
actually-
over the course of a year.
Oh, wow.
It goes
Yeah.
like in like it's like you start in spring, you go
And I think
to
you go all the way
fall.
through, like-
Yeah, you go all the way through the next summer.
Yeah.
But like each section has their own little chapter. It's all really well defined. They let you know, and it's really like It's great because they show how the characters are flawed and they show how everyone is. But you automatically latch with them because they do so well in like building the world around them, and like how you would react would be the same way they would react, and it's just it's so much connection.
There's a review of it, and I really wish you played it because then we could talk about it. But it's just, God, I can't. I'm bad with names today. Who's the main guy in it? It's like Josh. It's like Ian or forget. Anyway, the main guy you control in the
Shit.
game.
Fuck my face.
But there's this whole,
What
big
is that?
review interview thing about the ending of the game.
Oh,
and just,
yeah.
and just a discussion on how everything kind of went that way. And I won't talk about it. It's just like it's one of those like you have to experience.
You have
it
to
for
watch.
yourself.
You have to finish the game, then watch it.
So I have to admit, guys, I'm not really a huge horror game fan.
It's okay.
But I
none of
would
us are
classify
perfect.
myself. That's true.
Not all of us can play horror.
None of
Yeah.
us can get aroused by death and gore.
But I would definitely define myself more as a casual gamer. So which brings me to the question: how would you guys define yourselves? Would you guys say you're more hardcore or casual?
You go first.
I am way more casual than John.
I think you are. Sam. Because I only drink copiously. That's my big vice.
You just drink rum and cokes and play video games.
Pretty
for
much,
hours.
but like I like to feel like I'm cognizant through it. Like I've not to like bash you, Sam, but I kind of feel like you're like I'm just gonna sit here and play Pac-Man super stoned, like. And that's fine.
There's nothing
There's
wrong with
nothing
playing
wrong with
Pac-Man
that.
Stone.
There is nothing
There's
wrong with that.
nothing wrong with that.
It's just your game style, and that's fine.
To be fair, you're a yellow moon talking or mouth moving moon chasing ghosts
It gives
and
it-
swallowing
it's
white
giving up-
pills. The entire what stoner would design that game?
Just
Yeah.
to throw out there, and again, I'm not a stoner or nothing like that, but like one of the biggest stoner games that I am aware of is that Katamari Damacy or
Yep.
whatever it is. Have you ever played that?
No,
It's
what's-
literally
Katamari
like
We love
Damacy?
Katamari.
We love Katamari, whatever it is. What you're like this little like 8-bit whatever, and you literally roll this ball around this little world, and you just pick up stuff. Like it could be
It's-
flowers, could be little like rice things, could
After
be
this-
it's
people.
an
and
8-bit dung beetle.
Yeah, yeah, but with everything
but
is
it's
done.
3D.
The
but
world
it's 3D.
is done.
And it's just
so insane.
and you're just rolling stuff up. That's the
It's
point
like
of
an
the game.
existential
and
argument.
all the
Like
controls
in
are
8-bit.
is the
That's-
little like thumb pad things, like the little joysticks.
Joysticks, yeah.
And you just move them.
Are you
That's it.
sure you're
It's like a
more hardcore
narcissistic
gamer than me? 'Cause
Descartes.
I know what
I'm
joysticks
saying
are.
I'm just talking about your game style. I'm not talking about mine.
To be fair though, I've been playing more.
I think
Then
you've been playing more games than I have recently because I've been like I'm trying to fight, but I want to play games,
what
and
I
it just
should be-
hasn't happened.
Here's my one argument though. Instead of playing games, I should definitely be rehearsing my lines.
Come to the crux.
Let us seek out some desolate shame. There weep our sad bosoms empty.
We'll get to that eventually. You will
Okay.
see. Anywho, but as far as my game style goes, it's less casual, but it's to call myself hardcore would be
No, I
Would-
think
would be-
Dakota-
probably be a lot.
Okay,
Dakota's the
we
hardcore gamer.
definitely polarized those two. I mean, would you fit more to one side than the other?
if
I would be I would if there was anything I would probably low casual, like very like I go to IGN all the time and I just look at stuff.
Huh.
I like to see what's good. I like
You
to
didn't
see
have
it.
like 4 max level characters on World of Warcraft like
Oh,
I
God,
did.
no.
Okay, yeah.
but that's the thing.
I like pussy. Like let me just tell you right now.
Well, I am 25 and have an 8-year-old son. So, you know,
Wait.
I was one of
I
those
found out
weird,
something
like,
about you now.
Wait, do you
I
have an
had
8-year-old
my
son?
cake and ate it too.
Wait a minute.
No.
Is this
Except for I didn't eat it. What?
Is this? Are you War of the Worlds in me right now? Do you?
No, I
really
actually
not-
do. Yeah.
Way to go.
I did
Anywho,
not know that before today.
Sorry, I came out of the kid closet on a podcast, but
surprise! I have children.
yeah.
We're. I'll talk about it later. Sorry.
Well, I don't
This
know.
is not a place for video game.
That's the thing. Okay, games.
It was a lot like playing a video game.
Up, down, left, right, A, B, start. Okay,
Yo,
baby
John
made.
Had to turn on God mode to get it accomplished. But fuck it. Final boss was a bitch.
Babe,
Wait, isn't
just tap
isn't
X.
abortion
Just
the
tap
God
X,
mode?
and we'll.
Isn't abortion the God mode?
No, it's just a code you type in, and it's just baby be gone.
Like it's like
No, it'd be like an Age of Empires.
You just type in like a certain number of numbers on the phone, and it's like.
But it's
all
all
the
one, it's
children
all
die.
one word. There's like a couple of numbers at the end you have to enter into.
Yeah, it'd be like an Age of Empires 2 cheat. It's just random weird references. And it's like, you know, Baby's Got Back or something like that. Just random like 80s and 90s song lyrics to get rid of
Babies Go
children.
Back.
Like,
Oh God.
or even where like,
In the vagina.
I,
You're welcome, America.
Sam, babies go back.
What?
This makes me question your knowledge of like anatomy a little bit. Being
Wait,
like,
you don't have sex with the thumbs? Like that's how you have sex with?
oh God.
for those listeners at home that have never seen Sam's hands,
I have 16 thumbs. That's really
yeah.
the case.
Can you post a picture of that, like an album cover?
yeah, this episode will just be Sam's arm reaching out of the soil like a
For
zombie.
babies.
It's
God mode.
Like Left 4 Dead. Almost.
Oh, God. All right.
Left 4.
Actually, guys, before we continue, we need to take another short break.
Lame.
Wow.
Yeah, well, you know, hopefully at some point we'll have sponsors. And if we do for this episode, well,
I love
you should have gotten a hold of me first.
Toyota's amazing.
I like this water. It's
Toyota
very,
is an American company now.
Pepsi Cola for the
Are you kidding me? I
drinky
can't afford name
drink
brand.
at for
Mountain
you.
Dew for the gamer, for me and you.
Mountain
Glug,
Dew
glug, glug.
because you know. Come on. Hot Pockets.
And we're back. We left off with John telling us whether he was a hardcore or casual gamer, and him comparing his hardcoreness compared to Sam.
So yeah, I suppose as we were talking about it, like I kind of want to put this on a scale, maybe just to make it a little bit more organized. Like if one is like, well,
Never heard of a game.
like one is like Mario.
Well, let's see.
And 10 is like, oh my god, you don't have a level 80 paladin?
Yeah.
Who? Oh, maybe I should do like a voice with that. Oh my god, you are not a level 80 paladin?
Man,
Oh my god.
hot pocket.
How dare you call yourself a gamer?
Lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt.
as he sips Mountain Dew out of a goblet that has like horns and shit.
And has stickers on it.
Oh yeah, dude. Like it's just like a Slayer sticker on like diagonal. Oh my god.
But yeah, where are you like?
I think I'm like. Hope this doesn't like become a soundbite. I think I'm a good 6.
It will. It will.
We haven't done like an intro song yet. Maybe I'll just start taking
I
clips.
think I'm a good
Out of
6. Good 6.
I'll remix it into a dubstep. We'll be fine.
Like 6. I don't know. But I mean, like
Continuing the
but Sam
satanic
beats-
messages.
Sam beats me on the idea of like he searched IGN and stuff like that more often than I do. Like I'm just like new game, okay.
You're one of those people that plays every Dynasty Warrior game that
I
ever.
fucking love those games.
Joel loves those, and he tries to get me into them, and I just cannot do it.
Admittedly, the most recent ones are kind of getting like, okay, this is getting a little more anime and less story driven. But,
Yeah.
But you know,
Wait, you're telling me that
4 or 5 was nice.
You're telling me the Speed Racer voice acting in the latest one. I saw
The
a preview
latest
on
one.
the PS on PlayStation Network. They had a trailer for the newest one, and it was like no Speed, and it was just that same exact delivery as Speed Racer. I was waiting for a monkey to pop out of a trunk or something.
I won't deny it. It's a hack and slash, and admittedly, like, and then being one of those gamers being like, you need to try the earlier games because the newer ones have just messed up the franchise. I like how I'm becoming fatter as I'm. The voice continues.
Yeah, you just keep getting
Until eventually
fatter and
becomes like the
fatter.
fattest voice I.
You sound like
You can
Orson
only-
Welles.
You can only it's Lubu so much.
Hand me some bread and butter.
Sound like FDR before polio.
Oh God! But I think I'd give myself I don't do a whole lot of research, but I do the GameFly thing.
Yeah.
So I'm on that level of like, oh, new game came out, let's add it.
So
know,
you have commitment issues, is what you're trying to tell us.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I think that's right because I don't really want to throw $50 down the drain to be like, I
Yeah,
hope this new Batman game works out because.
Well, I have commitment issues with cable. I just have Netflix. So, it's like,
Yeah.
Right.
I don't
like
want-
everyone else in America being like, why do I want to pay this much when I just want to watch, fucking Futurama?
yeah, I like New Girl, but I don't want New Girl to live with me.
Right.
No.
Right.
You don't want to spend entire week trying to see what's up with Zoe Deschanel every fucking week.
Well, I don't know. If I knew.
She's hot.
I do that, but it's not through a TV. It's binoculars.
Remove the towel.
She never does. You're a hard 6 though. You're like.
So we were talking a little bit before the break about a gaming story, like favorite gaming stories or embarrassing moments from your gaming past.
By the way, this is Sam Lounsbury and John Waters on the podcast.
Hi.
Right now.
Oh yeah. Let's for those of you just tuning in at the hour mark. We have John Waters and Sam Lounsbury, fuck it, co-leads. I don't know Macbeth well enough to go because you probably play what, the Skull.
Wow. That's not fair. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yes, this is Sam. He's playing Yorick. Very little talking, a lot of talking at.
I just want to see Chris pick up my head and do that
Oh,
monologue.
God.
To be or
Any
not to
theater
be?
nerds listening to this will just goes, "Oh dear God, what did he just say?
Yeah.
That noob, why?" Obviously, Macbeth is not Hamlet. Dear God.
What an unborn baby. What a dead corpse of a baby.
The culture in America is just dead. Just dead.
Just dead. My gaming history, story thing though,
Right.
would probably be. I don't have a beard, so I could.
Let's get off task. Here's John.
You're doing it again. I'm usually the most off task in rehearsal, which is really kind of ridiculous right now. Okay. No, I the gaming story I have every fuck. John, you should actually start with your gaming story first, because I need to think in my mind.
Well, it's okay. So
Yeah,
I
see
think
if I
I
can
probably
It can be a
have two,
positive,
and
a negative, whatever you
Oh,
want.
I got one.
Never mind.
Soul Calibur was a very fun game in our youth. I slept
Ruby
over
for the win. Yeah.
one time. I always slept at my friend's house, and he always wanted to play Soul Calibur. And me being a little pervert and never having sex before, at the age of 16, I was like, when all my friends would just go use the bathroom, I was like, "Hey, guys, yeah, I'll be right there." And then I play as Ivy from Soul Calibur. And I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't like start whipping out and jerking it. I would just like pause it and like try to get the camera right at her thon the entire time.
So what you're trying to say is you were a Chun Li or whatever the hell in Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Your favorite adventure game's Tomb Raider.
No. Never played it.
New one's cool.
That's because it's in high def.
Such pointed nipples. Those aren't real.
No, like that
Good
was
polygon count. Good polygon count.
and like my friend,
Two? What?
my friend, my Momo friend came down. My Mormon friend came down. He's like, "Sam, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Shut up, you're Mormon." And then I walked away. And then I just I kind of packed up my stuff and I left. No, I
Wow.
Oh my God.
they actually did pay revenge. They tried to put like water in my. They tried to put my hand in like a bowl of water.
Oh,
But
do that like
but
piss thing.
yeah, I did the piss thing. But I was sleeping on their couch.
Joke's on you.
And they're like, they've been doing it midway through, and then they decided not to because of that reason. And I just woke up. Why is my hand really wet? Pretty.
I imagine that moment just being very much like, guys, this will be really funny. And they start doing it and be like, the one guy in the back going, guys, hold on. We're 13. It's really late at night, but let's think this through.
We don't have to be stoned in all of our decisions. We actually never did drugs.
We don't have to be stoned in all our decisions. Can you imagine the house? It's like, guys,
You mean my house?
we're about to pay the power bill. Take a hit.
That's
How
pretty
are we
much my
splitting this?
house. That's my house.
Tell you the
Anyway.
truth, my decision to quit grad school and go to law school was done on a mushroom trip. So
You know what's weird? I don't do any
He doesn't.
quotation hardcore drugs, which is anything.
No,
beyond,
you just destroy your
which
liver.
is beyond alcohol. So I'm destroying my liver slowly but surely, which I'm more than happy to do. Oddly, but I got really drunk one night, and Noah Moody and Sam convinced me in the 10th Street bathroom. For some reason, like, you know what we should do? We should go out to the.
Where all good decisions are
we
made.
We should go to the Bruno Sand Dunes and take mushrooms. And like that sounds like a great idea. And that's as far as that idea has sat until probably this summer, when somehow I'll wake up 3 days after the event and go, I don't know what state I'm in.
both.
I don't have a car.
Physical and mental.
when you guys do it, I'll try and nab some stuff from Montana, so you have a not a mind altering experience, but
Just
you know,
a fun sand experience.
you'll have some holes in your brain by the end of it.
I like playing this game when I get that drunk, being like, fill in the blanks. It's like people who are with me who aren't as drunk and who are like at least somewhat like the people who are like, you know, I had a drink or two, you know, I'm kind of tipsy, I'm having a good time, you know, I'm not like, you know, and it's not like I get blackout drunk. It's just moments in time go like, and scene missing.
That was to be honest, and you probably could vouch for me. That was my entire January of 2014.
Yeah.
I did not know an entire scene. I had no job. I was really depressed.
You were fucked up. The entire
That was 3 months ago.
of
Oh, yeah.
January.
Start with the January. You saw me.
Oh yeah.
I was shit house drunk every night because I had no job and I had just quit my last one. I was so upset.
But I love playing that game with people who are just there, just be like, what did I do? Well, do you remember this? Kinda. Do you remember doing this? Oh yeah. And it's like, I did that. What did I do? And et cetera, et cetera. Back on business. So
More with another story
two
later.
stories, I guess. I think I have as far as like I don't know, kind of prideful moments. Like I don't usually, unless I'm in like a friend setting, I don't usually play games like all the way through. Like it's a rarity for me to be like, I got a game from GameFly or something like that, and put it in and go, I will play this game straight, you know, without having like to spend that time to be like, I played 3-4 hours or something like that, or an hour or two or something like that. And,
You mean in your sexuality or like?
well, it can only last so long, Sam.
There's
you know?
different subscription services through GameFly. You got straight, buy, and
Transgender gaming.
Straight by and just straight on Japanese.
Japanese own section.
Yeah, it's like just tentacles and oddly proportioned women with giant eyes. Was that racist?
I think
don't
that's the
really
Tim
know.
Burton subscription.
Which it's
No,
everything's just darker. Like everything's overcast. That's the only difference. And everyone's wearing black.
So
Bones
much
Goth
black
Night.
and white checkers.
Go
ahead.
But it's very rarely that I'll like actually sit down and just play through a game. And it's not that I don't enjoy the game. It's just I like to digest the game. It's just kind of
Plus,
way I
the
go.
new one's coming out so quickly. That's
Yeah.
I have gaming ADD. It's like, oh, I love this game, love it, love it. New release, fuck you. Going on to the next
it's
one.
Not
And
necessarily even that. Like, I mean, I understand it. Don't get me wrong. It's just like, no, I'll put this game down or whatever, which we're doing. But it's so much as just like being able to like, you know, I got shit to do.
Yeah.
I should do more than just sit around and play video games all day. And it might just be just me just getting up, go to the bathroom, eat something, and be like, I'll come back to the game. You know, it might happen just like that. But maybe I'm just one of those guys just being like, I need to get off the couch for like at least fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it might require me to get up and drive and whatever. But that's beside the point. The one game that I
You're really saying the same.
God, yeah, right.
Keep focused. Keep focused.
But one of the few games that I played on my own straight through was Heavy Rain, and I absolutely love that game. Love it. As
PS3.
PS3.
Yeah.
It's literally a super story mode game to where, you know, you hit buttons, you press them, you move your character and stuff like that, but it literally you build the story on your own. And those are the kind of games I really enjoyed because everyone's experience of the game is a little bit different every time.
Yeah, from what I was told, like Heavy Rain is
And,
kind of like
and Beyond Two Souls is the one they did.
Yeah.
Recently after that.
it's kind of like if anybody ever played L.A. Noire, how it's a
I love that
scripted.
game so much.
Like it's you get episodes, you get crimes that are episodes and stuff. And Heavy Rain is you're developing the episodes.
Right.
Yeah.
You're progressing through. Almost, it's more of an immersive Telltale game.
Yeah.
That's
Which of those? I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Battlefield 4 and Call of Duty as much as the next guy. But if you want me to sit down and be like, oh my god, this game is so fucking amazing, yeah, you'll probably get me with, you know, games like Heavy Rain and stuff like that. And I played that game through from start to finish. And I didn't expect to. It was late at night. It was like 10 o'clock, and I was like, you know, I gotta do stuff. I got shit to do. I'll just play a little bit, kind of get started. Next thing I know, it's like 6 in the morning. I'm
Yep.
like, so close. How does this end? You know.
Did you skip class that day?
Probably, I don't know.
I'm trying to remember, 'cause it
I
was
like
like-
to think it was like a weekend. I don't know.
I had a very similar moment sitting here on this couch playing Grand Theft Auto 5 when it first came out. I started at about 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
I started playing, and I realized it was harder to see the screen. And I turned around, it was the sun coming through the window, and the glare on the TV made it hard to see after being in a dark room for 8-9 hours.
Yeah.
The glare on the screen, and I was like, oh, I have a problem.
This is gonna bleed to another story.
We'll have your family and friends here. Welcome.
You left for work? Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was throwing a podcast, not an intervention.
But
They're both the same.
I am really. Admittedly, I bought this game like a month ago. Civ 5.
Oh, yes.
And it is one of those games that I got late. I'm late into the game. There's like 20 different expansion things to
Yeah.
it. That's really really cool from what I hear. And I just started playing it, and I heard it was a really good game, and it finally, like, there's very few, like, games for Mac and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Civ 5. We had a technical error. It is one of those games that I picked it up, and I was like, I heard really good things about the game, and I really like RTSs, real-time strategy games like StarCraft and Warcraft and shit like that. And I just started playing it, and it was one of those games that was like, you know what? I'm just going to play 2 hours. You know, it can be great. And I started like 10 o'clock in the morning, and next thing I know, I swear to God, it was literally like 10 o'clock at night. And I was like, I felt, it was one of those games you feel like you only play 2 hours. You build up this empire of like, yes, my Japanese soldiers are so great. Samurai are cool. I own this continent. Yeah, I'm getting kind of hungry. It's probably only like 2. 7, Jesus tits.
Well, yeah, it's because the damn turns. You're like, one more turn.
Yeah.
One more turn. One more turn. One more turn goes from turn 20 to turn 200 to turn 876, which is when I finally went, fuck it, closed the game, uninstalled it, and I had to do. I had a life at that point. Not anymore, but I had a life. I was single at that point. But
surprise.
yeah, surprise. But no, yeah, there's definitely that it's way too engrossing. If you have a tendency towards addictions, do not start the Civ franchise.
You should also not start heroin.
Oh well,
From personal experience, Sam, or just
No, just it's a good advice.
I'm not going to argue against any opiates, but I will argue against because.
Why?
Sherlock Holmes took
fun.
opium. Look how he turned out.
We'll discuss this off the air real quick.
We're talking about video games, right? I'm kind of lost.
Yeah. Okay.
If you want to feel like you're in an 8-bit world, that's the way to do it.
One of my favorite stories about video games was my friend Evan Sessick, my old roommate.
Oh, yeah?
Evan, yeah. He just discovered Ico before he was moving away.
That game.
Yeah, exactly. And he would just get high as hell. Sorry, Evan. But he would get baked and go play Ico in his room, and we just every once in a while because he was terrified of those the villains in it were just shadows. They were just shadows.
Sam, I can't play that game sober and be like, I don't know where to go. Fuck it.
No, yeah, but the thing is that you could always tell when he was getting really into a game because he would scream at the top of his lungs, "No, stay away from her! Get away! Get away!" And he would scream, and I walk up to her, and I was like, "Evan, are you home? Are you okay?" No, man, no. They keep stealing her. They keep stealing the princess. I'm so mad at her.
You're so mad at her. I'm
mad.
so mad at her for getting stolen. Goddamn
Meanwhile,
it.
his girlfriend just on the bed is like, "Honey, come to bed."
I lied. There's another story I got to tell.
I'll
I'll make this second story that I was supposed to tell really, really quick.
It's 45 seconds.
So a friend of mine and I were filming this Super Smash Bros. Way back in the day, and we were facing each other for some reason. And we were facing each other, and we filmed it. And I was usually playing Link, and he was playing Samus, and he charged up the big old ball thing. And we had this one moment where he shot the big old plasma beam, and I leapt at the right moment. We had it in film way back when, and I leapt inches from being destroyed, and it was so cool just to watch it over again and be like, fuck you. And now I lost my other story. I forgot it.
Okay, let's get wrap up things.
Yeah.
The video games you guys are looking forward to that are coming out.
I'm not an Xbox player, but I did see a promo for that Titanfall stuff, and I anything that's coming out now for the future as far as multiplayer games. Holy shit!
Yeah,
it's gonna blow my mind because they were talking about how seamless it is and how powerful going from just being a Titan and being a pilot goes to is whoa. I can only imagine what's going to happen next with the Battlefields and Assassin's Creed games.
Battlefield
and
5 is going to be insane.
It'll be insane, and I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan. I very much enjoy the games, and I suppose that's the one I'm waiting for next. But
Unity. Talking about Assassin's Creed Unity.
Yeah, I heard a little bit about that.
It takes place in France or something like that.
Really,
Yeah.
some gay country,
A place where they surrender a lot, it seems.
No.
This is the little bit more ballsy era of the French history. This is the guillotines and the parks and that kind of stuff.
What was the thing? It was like
They
a.
had one great moment of awesomeness.
There's a
yeah.
comedian who talks about like comparing Hitler and Stalin, being like, why don't we hate Stalin more than we hate Hitler? It was like, Stalin, he killed his own people, and we don't really care too much about that. You can kill your own people. That's fine. That's totally cool. But Hitler, he went to Poland, started killing their people, and we just can't have that. No, kill your own people as much as you want.
He did get.
I don't know.
get the overkill
I'm
badge
citing
on-
this random comedian I heard somewhere. Someone else said this.
He did get an overkill badge on his.
Oh God.
on his
He hangs it just
his
below his
achievements.
He hangs it just below his nose. That's the achievement he unlocked. The tiny mustache. That's what happens when you commit genocide.
My game I'm really excited about is Watch Dogs.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
It's just a cyber hacking game. It looks like GTA had sex with fun things.
As opposed to what, Lunch Lady?
No, it's seriously, it's
No,
like
it really
GTA and the movie Her got together.
It's like GTA kind of date raped her. Yeah, it looks kind of
Yeah,
awesome
it's like
that.
if Trevor Phillips from Grand Theft Auto 5 date raped an iPhone.
Trevor. Who says he didn't?
By the way, we're not supporting date rape at all. By the way,
No, I mean these are fictional characters and a piece of software.
I like how we have to explain that.
I had to explain it because I was getting really uncomfortable for a minute.
I don't know why it's so shitty. But we have to
Okay.
fucking explain that.
Well, all right.
Okay, so guys,
yeah, we
this
don't
is
have to wrap up.
I'd like to thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Pleasure
very much,
for being
man.
here, and I
okay,
would love to
s-
come again. Thank you so much.
Your production of meth.
It's like Rent, but it's actually meth.
It's shorthand for Macbeth. So your production of Macbeth
God.
is what are the dates for it again? From when to when?
So we're performing Macbeth here
yeah.
in Boise, Idaho. I don't know, but we're in Boise, Idaho, down at the Crux.
This is an international podcast. You really have to,
Yeah.
Fly in to
what's
see
the,
it.
What's
It's
the
that good.
longitude, latitude numbers?
Something minutes.
Macbeth.
It's down at the Crux. It's 11th and Main, around that area. It's at 7:30 at April 17th. People doing art, PDA, theater company, I suppose. And it's happening at 7:30 on the 17th.
And April 20th.
So Easter at 2 o'clock.
At 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
And doors open before they start.
And for the fan base that we're more than likely going to have, that is 420.
That is
Yes.
$420. It's $5 to get in.
$5.
Oh,
$5
cover.
Okay, so you just alienated our
and they
fan
do
base.
serve beer, and they do serve beer and wine, and they have a lot of comfortable seats. It's going to be a really, really cool show. Very
be
cheap
really
theater as far as seeing really good Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, hope to see you guys down there. It'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
it'd be great.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for coming on.
Yeah, thank
We'll
you so
definitely
much
have
for
to have
having
you
us.
back.
Thank you, Duel. You were very helpful.
Duel, Kenny, thank you so much. This is really cool.
I don't know why. I really want to start a rival with you, Duel, so bad. I feel like you and I have
Duel,
nothing-
we will have a duel. Have at you.
I want to take your
Pistols
shoe and
at
beat
dawn.
the shit out of you for no reason. Love you, Mom.
God.
Thank you guys again, and chase your mushrooms.